Hello folks, it's the Grub here. Trying a little something different here. I have to apparently record narration over this first bit. Um, it seems that when I first I did my recording, for some reason the mic wasn't picking up my sound. Basically what I'm just going over here is just kind of pointing out, the sciences that I need to pick up. Uh, I want to try to pick up, stating that, we tried for a shot at the moon last time. We failed horribly. By crashing into the moon at high speed. So I think we can go for another moon landing here. So go ahead and pick up our previous spacecraft and just kind of make a few little modifications to it. Uh, I went ahead and added an extra stage for lunar insertion burns and all that, and added a couple of more solar panels to the middle bit just in case, and just so I would make sure I'd have enough power while I was running just on the middle, since all my power was coming off of those two leading edges there. Uh, Not really much else was said during this, other than I was just kind of changing things around. Other than I was talking about, since I still don't know remote tech all that well, I decided to go ahead and, once again, retry for the moonshot. I believe I can do it. I think my problem was I just came in too low, too fast. And so this is where we go ahead and fix all that. So go ahead and just check in here to make sure that all the stages are properly set. Once we are pleased with that, we'll go ahead and start up the countdown, save it, and rename it, of course, since we made major modifications to it, to the Mark II lander. And honestly, I think about the only thing I had to say about this time was just that, I want to make sure that I get to the moon. There's all that science there that we need to get, and we do need sciences, so I'm not good at this kind of computation. If it wasn't for the fact that it's done, I would go back and reshoot it. But it's done. So anyway, we're talking about we're ready for liftoff. And we'll go ahead and we'll stop with the talking here, and we'll be back once we have achieved our orbit. So we'll be back. Alright, well, this has got us back into our orbit. And we're just getting ourselves prepared and ready. I think what I was trying to do here was see if I couldn't maybe even out the orbit a little more by going normal and anti-normal, but I just don't understand it that well enough to try and go for all that high-tech science moves. So I just go ahead and take what I got. It's good enough orbit to try and reach the moon, which we see back there. It's about this time that I mentioned that we have a new Kerbal knot on board. Since Ribri was buried at the moon, along with, I guess, either Bill or Bob, I couldn't remember the name off the top of my head. We have our newest member, which is Neetop. And Neetop is going to be hopefully the lucky Kerbal who makes it. Of course, now I do know the ending to this, but I won't spoil it. But we'll just say hopefully at this point. And I kind of talk about how I wish that was a little bit more easier to grab that little thing there instead of having to mess with that little normal, anti-normal, or inclination change doohickey. But yeah, just kind of adjusting my orbit, getting my point in so I know where I need to go. You know, to pick my spot. And I finally decided to move it a little bit because that makes it easier to grab. I picked my little spot there, and that works for just getting me to the point where I want to be. Alright, you know, just to start my burn. I won't actually use that point. And yeah, I started talking more about Nibre and that, and I start mentioning the special ribbons you get with Final Frontier, and I managed to click on the wrong button and drop myself out, which means I had to stop the recording. And good news is, when the recording started back up, live commentary was happening instead of post commentary. So you will not have to listen to me try and ramble on and try to remember what I said during all this stuff. Starting now. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. I completely forgot that if you press that button, it drops you out of the game and pulls up a search window, and Fraps doesn't like that when I do that in this game, and I can't go back into it while it's still recording. But anyway, I was trying to see if I couldn't bring up Final Frontier to have a look at it, but I guess I can't. Ah, there we go, yeah. That's why we're waiting. So yeah, I believe it was Ribri? Yes, Ribri was our previous one. He was our first landing on the moon. Of course, that was first landing on the moon as a crash landing. Let's see, anything else? Firsts? Nope, no other firsts. So now we come to Needtop. And hopefully we'll make Needtop the first to land successfully on the moon. Do some lunar EVA, take some science, you know, do the whole thing. So let's go ahead and just swing around here, put it up to the 4x speed. There we go. And we got about 3 minutes. And that's what, let's see, 1 minute, 13 seconds. So, say about 36 minutes in, we'll start our burn towards the node. And really, once I start burning to the node and get rid of this, I just need that as a reference to where I need to start burning. I have to dump this, so this will get me started there, but it's going to be a long burn process in that little bitty engine, I bet. But hopefully it'll be enough. It'll get us there with enough fuel so that we can adjust our orbit with just this stage, and then we can just land with this stage. At least that's my hope. So let's go ahead and just kind of top it up a little bit. There we go. It's at 36, so we'll start burning now. And off we go towards the moon once again. And I will be back with you once we are in orbit around the moon, or if I need to make any adjustments to my lunar plane or prior to getting into the orbit. But we'll be back then. Other than that, it's just going to be me watching a map for the most part. Take it easy. We'll be back. Alright, looks like we're starting to come up on our position here. Just start bringing this down low enough. I want to shoot for somewhere between 15 and 20 for my periapsis. There we go. So we are ready to go towards the moon. Let's just kind of give a look here to see if we need to make an adjustment to the plane. It doesn't look like we need to do too much adjustment, if any. Maybe just down a little bit. No, I guess up a little bit. So there we go. Just kind of pop it up a little bit so that we're on a nice equatorial orbit there to the moon. And that's going to be about in 3 hours, so let's just sit back and enjoy the receding planet Kerbal. Yeah, a little light on the dark side of the planet. Here we go. Alright folks, as we're coming up on our burn node here, just kind of give ourselves a little bit of adjustment to our plane. Not too big of a burn. It was a little bitty 4.1 meters per second. Just kind of give ourselves a little bit of a boost. Something like this I can probably do right on the mark. There we go. That should be fun. Yeah, it looks like it keeps us in plane now, so I will be back once I have started my, I guess, my insertion burn into the moon, or my orbital burn into the moon, Mooner's sphere of influence there. Alright folks, we're coming in here on our periapsis. About 11, I wasn't running at, what is that, 90 times speed, or whatever, I call that 4 times speed since it's 4 arrows, I don't really remember what all it is. But we are coming up on our periapsis, so we'll go ahead and prepare to slow it down. Now we need to get into position so that we can start our burns. Now one problem is we're doing this on the dark side, and this thing does not have a whole lot of battery power. But I think we should be fine enough to pull it into an orbit. I just want to wait till that gets down some. Alright, let's go. Let's whip this thing into an orbit. Now we may not get it into the perfect sphere orbital yet, but see how close we can get it. I'll keep burning until this starts dropping rapidly. That's enough of that one, so we'll burn again on the other side, on the next turn around. So we'll go ahead and once again add another alarm for our periapsis, which will be about an hour, but once again I will make you sit here and watch that. We'll go ahead and start the 4 times warp. Come around, get a little sunlight. Alright, we're coming out of our time warp here. Once again on the far side of the moon. On the dark side of the moon. And once again, we're going to just kind of creep it a little forward a little bit, because I'm going to get that down far enough. We'll start our burn again. So I want to try and get this as circularized as possible. It'll make it a little bit easier to plan the landing. land around one more time, and tell you what, since I'm just going to be doing a series of burns like this till I get this apoapsis down to about the same as the periapsis, I'm just going to go ahead and cut until that's happened. You won't really be missing much till then, so I'll be back. Alright folks, I think that's close enough. Should be circular enough, I should say, to do what we need. So all I gotta do now is just point this thing along the planet. Or I guess point along the moon's surface for deorbit. And I guess pick my landing spot. I want to wait though until we get further across into a more sunnier dispositioned area. Let's see. Yeah, somewhere anywhere around here will be fine. Probably just someplace flat-ish. In fact, we can go ahead and just probably put down anywhere here. So yeah, let's go ahead and start our burn, take that out, and put up our service data so we can see how we're doing. Plenty of fuel. This is good. This is gonna me get this might leave me enough fuel here to really get it back to Kerbal, no problem. I may not, if I do not crash, we may not wind up stranding, which is always a big factor with me. Point in fact, I think this will be the first time I have successfully, if I land it, I think this will be the first time I've successfully recorded a landing. Now I have managed to land once or twice, not recording, previously, but it's been a while. So, yeah. So who knows what will happen here. This, just keep killing that horizontal speed. Vertical speed's okay. Just kinda. There we go. Okay. I think it's time to put on the lights. Extend the landing gear, and we'll go ahead and just let ourselves drop for right now. See where it brings us. I mean, we're still pretty high up there, so we got plenty of time. Let's see, I need to try something here. So I guess kind of depending on which direction I'm falling. If I can land longside in case I'm going in any kind of horizontal direction, which my horizontal speed's not too bad. Go ahead and start burning a little here just to kind of slowly cut some of this here. Looks like we're gonna land on a fairly flat area. Don't see too many hills about. A couple of craters. This is how the previous landing should have went slow. I tried going too fast for the landing, and that just doesn't work out. Or I guess if you have a little more skill than I do, you could probably do a fast landing, but I'm not that good. I've done touch drops before in like PlanetSide 2 with the transport planes, but it's a little bit more explodey than that was. Alright, yeah, we're about 1,000 meters up. And we're still coming in a little fast. Let's kind of bump that up a little bit. Nice and slow now. Let's just get some upwards. Give ourselves a little playing room here. There we go. Disaster averted. Just land softly enough. There we go. We have touchdown. We have touchdown on the moon. The Grubba lander has touchdown. Since we're here, let's go ahead and take us a crew report. Get some of all that science. That lovely, lovely science. Gimme. Gimme. Pop old Neeb Top out. Have him do a quick little EVA report. I can't get no science off that. Okay. So no need for an EVA report from him here. Let's see. No. Okay. Just gonna see if I can get it. Yeah. We have officially landed. Let's go get ourselves close and we can try and take a picture here. If I can remember what the picture button was. One second while I go figure out what that picture button was. I'll be back. Oh, okay, I got it now. So let's turn off the UI here. Let's see, do we have Kerbal anywhere in the horizon? No. Okay, this will work. But Nibre has landed. Alright. So let's go ahead and take us some science. Let's see, EVA report. We're in the Midlands. Take ourselves a sample. And while we're at it, we'll plant ourselves a flag. And we'll dedicate this to, was it Bob? Or was it Bill? And Ribbery. Can't remember which one of the B's it was. You know what? There we go. That works. Since I can't remember their names. Of course, now that I think about it, probably could have just opened this up. Yeah. And seeing as how Bob is here, let's see, he's got the first moon orbit sent up, then it would have been Bill. But Bill ain't got another. Curiosa and Curiosa. Oh well. Close. There we go. So there we have it. We have landed on the moon. Now let's see if we can't, let's get our experiments here. Okay. Let's get those aboard, and then let's EVA back out. Can I reach us now? Why is that doing that? Move that data. Collect that data, so just to make sure if anything happens on our launch, if I have to ditch these, I can. Whoops. There we go. Alright, I think it is time to try and get back home with our data. So, let us prepare to take off. And all items stowed. Crew reports had. Yep. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep all of these. And off we go. Turn off the lights, close the landing gear. I think we can get a few more science here. Yeah, about 5 and 15. It's about 20 more science right there. And I am just going to burn straight up. I'm just going to keep going straight up until I get out of the moon's sphere of influence. Probably not the most efficient way of doing it, but it's the way I choose. Since I'm not trying to rendezvous with anything around the orbit of the moon, I'm just gonna go shoot for the exit. Come on, and break. Ooh, ain't good. Okay, I'll let that keep coming down then. Let that do what it do. A little much, but I'll wait till we get out of it. While we're here, oh, there's a nice little shot right there. Kerbal Rising. Let's see. Okay. Let's grab that data. Let's board back up here. There we go. Are we still getting out of there? Yeah, we're still getting out. Okay. It's good because I'm dropping the dead weight. So yeah, go ahead and we will get out of here. And once we have reached, or once we got into the orbit, I'll go ahead and push that up a little higher, because if I come in at that angle, I'm going to burn up. So yeah. Alright, well, we're coming out of the sphere of influence here slowly now. And watching that, I'm hoping we don't have another rendezvous. I mean, we got the electricity, the food, and everything needed, just in case that happens, but if we can avoid it, that would be the best. Okay, there we go. I want to aim here, because I want to give myself a bit of a boost upwards. There we are. Alright. So now nothing to it but to return home to Kerbal. Go ahead and we can turn off our SAS. We don't need that anymore for right now. We say goodbye to the moon. As we slowly drift away from it. And I will be back as we close in on Kerbal. Alright folks, so here we are, we're getting back in. Just coming in on the night side of Kerbal. So far we have managed to save all of our science. So this may be a fruitful trip. And while we're waiting to come back down into the atmosphere, I'm going to use up this fuel as best I can as we come burning in. Just to kind of save... at least have some fuel use, and also to kill some of this velocity here. But as we wait, I guess we could talk about what my plan is for the next time. I'm still not familiar enough with remote tech to really be able to put up a system. I'm actually kind of getting to the point where I think I may take remote tech off. Mainly because it seems so difficult unless you really know what you're doing to set up a satellite system. And I really have no clue what I'm doing when I'm trying to set up a satellite system. Because I won't lie, I have been practicing and testing it out. Maybe I just haven't got parts enough to unlock it that make it a little simpler or what, but, you know. But I think what I'm going to try for next, I'm going to try for a couple of Minmus missions next. You know, get out there and take a look at Minmus, get the science from there. Hopefully this will give me enough science to give me some good stuff to unlock. Alright, go ahead and start burning now. Just use up as much fuel as I can. And before it overheats, I'll cut it off and chunk it. I just want to try and use up as much of this fuel as I can. Something blew up. Solar panels? Must have been solar panels. Oh, we're starting to come down from the overheat. Alright, I can continue to burn this thing all the way in. Like I said, that way I'm not wasting the fuel. It's going to have some use. And arm the parachutes. And we are coming back home. I want to do something here, because one thing I have noticed is there's been times, even though this is supposed to allow me to fast forward and still let the chutes work properly, I have noticed a time or two where that's not the case. So what I want to do is, just in case, I want to make a quick save. Well, how high are we? Yeah, we're fine. Don't worry about it. We're coming down good. But yeah, we've managed to make it. And we're just off the shore. Wonder where we're at. We're not that far from KSC. About an ocean away. I will, I probably said this before, but I'll probably say it, and I'll say it again, and I'll probably say it again sometime in the future. One of the things I really love about this game has to do with perspective. I mean, look, there's the moon. I can see it from here. It's so small. Launch from here, big planet. This planet gets small, the moon get big. I just like that. Where you actually feel like you're traveling. No loading screens or anything like that. It's just so nice. And I'm really looking forward to the asteroid redirection missions, seeing how those work out. Though probably won't take part in those for a while until I finish this series, unless I figure out how to do multiple installs, but oh well. Till then, we have made successful splashdown back to Kerbal. Neatop has made it to the moon. He has landed, has returned, and survived. He can say something that not many of our Kerbal knots can. And with that, we got 362 science on that mission. So that was well worth the run. That gives us 439. Before we do that, though, let's just take a look and see what Neatop got. Alright, in one mission, Neatop got his dangerous EVA ribbon, which I guess you always get if you get out while you're landed. He got 10% solid fuel booster ribbon, meaning that 10% of my craft is solid fuel booster. He's got his moon EVA. He's got the first flag on the moon. So he has a first. He has moon orbit, splashdown ribbon. He has splashdown in the ocean. And a Kerbal orbit ribbon. So he's gotten a couple nice little ribbons there. I don't want to do that. I just wondered what that button was. So yeah, there we go. And let's go take a look and see what we can buy with our wonderful new science. 439, and these are all 90. I know I want this here so I can get that more bit of science and start unlocking station parts. Maybe at some point I'll try and put a station up around Kerbal. I mean, that's another thing I've never really done, is docked anything. So that will probably be an experience. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll unlock that. And what the hell is that? I don't really want plane parts. They have no need for plane parts. I mean, that'd be good for like a probe to land on a planet, but once again, I need my remote tech working, or just remove remote tech altogether. I guess I'll take that, because I gotta unlock all this anyway before I can move on to this side. What do we got coming forward here? think these are bigger parts. Yeah, 2.5s. I think these are 2.5s, yeah. This gives more 2.5 fuels. Let's see. Specialized controls. What do we get with this? Some heat shields, some more couplers. Ooh, an anchor. Kerbal attachment system, I think. More chutes. These I can't wait to get is the RCS controller points. Lander can. I'm looking forward to that too, so I can actually try and make a lander with an orbiter. Specialized construction. Oh, there we go. That's what we need to start doing that. Plane parts. I don't know how much I'm gonna mess with planes altogether. May try and make a few to do some explorations around Kerbal, but I think these two are the parts that I really need to get to be able to put up a decent satellite network. Maybe once I have these, I should be able to do that. Because this gives me the little engine and a little bitty fuel tank for them. And then a little bitty RCS tank. As well as little bitty fuel tanks. You know, I think these will actually be better for me to use to try and put up satellites. And of course, the panels. So yeah. Like I said, we start unlocking more station parts here, but we'll find out how that goes in the future. So anyway, enough of my little bit of rambling about my possible future plans. We've had a successful mission to the moon and back. So hope you've enjoyed. Once again, my name has been the Grub. Take it easy. Bye-bye.